Welcome back. Today we've got an example of a very poor condition, early 2000s Honda Accord. And today we're going to be talking about some of the issues that go wrong with these early Accords so you can avoid making a mistake while buying one. All right, so some of the issues that you start to see on these early 2000s Accords, especially the V6 models, which is what we have here, the 3.0 V6, the transmissions were really not designed well or manufactured well. There's some issue there, and so you get a lot of clunking, and these transmissions tend to go out quite a bit. I think I've heard several stories just from comments on this channel or from friends that have also owned a 98, 99 Accord. And yeah, their transmission blew up, so they had to get a remanufactured transmission. If you look in here, we actually have a remanufactured transmission. This car has about 150,000 miles, and it's already on its second transmission, and it's already going out. And so this can be seen when I'm driving it, and I hit the gas too hard maybe, or even if I hit the gas lightly, it starts to accelerate, and then you hear a big clunk, and then it starts to, it shifts gears, but it's not smooth, and you can really start to tell that the transmission is going out. So another thing that you see on these cars, if you want to come over here, the AC doesn't work. Now that could be a general used car thing, or it could be specific to this car. So what happened here was the control panel for the AC started to go out. And so I could show you when I start the car, if you want to move for a second. These lights show up on the AC control unit, and if they don't show up, the AC control unit is broken. So what happens here is sometimes the AC control unit works, sometimes it doesn't. I've noticed generally in warmer weather it doesn't work. I don't know if there's like a loose wire in there and there's some thermal expansion or something, but it doesn't work when it's warm out, and so that's when you want AC to work the most. And so you can see here I hit it in frustration when in Bakersfield, California, and it was 100 degrees, just to try and get it to work. But yeah, that's another thing you see with these. Also, the AC does have a leak in it, so I don't know if that's conclusive of these cars or if that's just an old car thing in general. I think it might be a little bit of both. All right, so now we're gonna start to go on to kind of just general used car stuff. One final thing about maybe an Accord specifically, it is a timing belt engine, so you kind of want to make sure the timing belt has been replaced if it's at high mileage, or get like a pre-purchase inspection just to make sure that the timing belt is not worn out and you won't need to replace that. With these old cars, I mean, this car is only valued at like $1,000, $2,000 on the high end, so maybe more if it's a really good condition one. If you have to do an expensive repair like a transmission or a timing belt, that's 100% of the value of the car, so the car is pretty much mechanically totaled, so you don't want to have to deal with something like that if you have a car like this. So general used car stuff, when I bought this car, all the tires were different types of tires, and so 3 of the rims match, 1 of the rims is slightly different, so you just want to make sure that the tires all match. Also, if there's tread worn down on the tires, again, it's a $1,000 car, you don't want to spend $300-400 on tires. Going around the car, if you look under the car, if you're in like the Midwest or somewhere where there's a lot of like salt on roads or something like that, you want to check under the car, make sure there's not a lot of rust. I think also on this car specifically, one of the jacking points was bent, and so you also want to watch out for that, see if it's been properly maintained, properly cared for. Going around the car, you want to make sure, like, you're buying a cheap car, you don't want lights to be out, etc. Yeah, I mean, if the lights go out, then you start paying for lights and doing all that kind of maintenance, which you generally don't want to do. Another general used car thing, if you don't feel comfortable at the place you're buying the used car, generally it's a sign to steer clear. I bought this while hungover at a chop shop, and sketchiest place I've ever been. And so yeah, this car definitely, you could tell just from far away. The paint doesn't look quite right. Something was going on there. So this door, you know, we open it up and it's like, oh, it doesn't quite open solid. It's like the latch works, but it doesn't really have that clunk like a door should. It doesn't have that like stay open position like a door should. And then we inspect further. Oh, look, this door is supposed to be attached with, the hinge is supposed to be attached with 4 bolts. Oh, and it's only attached with 3. Also, this looks black. What's going on there? This is a red car. So we open the back door. You also see some more black. What? This door is black and it's off a different car. So you wanna, when buying a used car, you wanna make sure that all the doors are from the same car. If it's got different doors from different cars, that might be a sign to keep looking and just steer clear from that car. Yeah, so that's kind of the main thing. You can go inside the car. You look back in here. We've got cigarette stains on the headliner. A lot of headliners for old cars also start to fall down, so you want to pay attention to that. Another thing that was wrong with this car when I bought it, if we come back into the driver's seat, the radio didn't work, and so I had to do some rewiring there. That's also something you probably want to avoid if you're buying a cheaper car. And yeah, that's generally most of the issues I've seen with buying a used car, especially an early 2000s Accord, maybe a late 90s, early 2000s Accord. I've also seen pixels on the dash on the LCD screen on the dash, start to go out, so maybe also look for that. This car only has about 150,000 miles, so really when you start to get up even more in miles, you might have to worry about more issues. And yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you like the content, and throw a like or a comment to see more videos about all of our old cars.